there are a number of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, MAGA Republican leaders, who still deny climate change, still deny that it's a problem. My predecessors, much of the MAGA Republican Party, in fact, feel very strongly about that. Anyone who willfully denies the impact of climate change is condemning the American people to a very dangerous future. The impacts we're seeing are only going to get worse, more frequent, more ferocious, and more costly.
That's right. The president slammed those who don't believe in climate change, and that includes the former president, many of his protégés. That would be Donald Trump. I'm your host and your tour guide through the miasma of D.C. politics, longtime White House correspondent Brian Karem. And it got exceptionally soupy in D.C. today, and we'll start out with the White House. Early on today, President Joe Biden spoke to a limited number of people in the South Court Auditorium about climate change. He stuck around and actually took a few questions. And the questions that he took were about his coming trip to San Francisco. He left later this afternoon today to go to San Francisco to meet with the Premier of China to talk about our relations. And this is what he had to say about that.
What we're trying to do is change the relationship for the better. From my perspective, if in fact the Chinese people who are in trouble right now economically, if the average if the average citizen in China was able to have a decent paying job, that benefits them and it benefits all of us. But I'm not going to continue to sustain the support for positions where if we want to invest in China, we have to turn over all our trade secrets.
But Biden also couldn't get out of town without talking about the problems in the Middle East. And for those of you who are wondering about the hostages in the Middle East, the president was quite clear. Here's what he had to say. Don't worry, I'm coming. So Sam and Dave aside, there's a president say he's going to do something about it, and soon.
Mr. President, can you address the hostages directly and give them a message of hope and resilience in these troubling times?
Yes, I can. I've been talking with the people involved every single day. I believe it's going to happen, but I don't want to get into detail.
What's your message for the families?
Hang in there, we're coming.
And this all occurred in the scope of what happened in Washington, D.C. today, and that was a mall filled with supporters for Israel, denouncing the violence against Israelis and also denouncing not only anti-Semitism, but Islamophobia. And here is just a shot of the thousands, tens of thousands of people that were on the mall today to protest the violence in the Middle East. But of course, you can't get out of D.C. without there being some kind of clown car show. And that was in Congress. While we were at the mall in Congress, they were trying to pass a bill to keep the government running. And eventually, of course, the House did do that later today, but not before a senator threatened to punch somebody out. And you can't go away without taking a look at that.
Stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on. Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution,
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Okay. You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Actively.
Oh, okay. Sit down, please.
Now, on any given day, any of these things would be top news stories. In other words, they would top the news. But all of this went on in a space of 4 hours in Washington, D.C. And that, my friends, has been as fast as the news turns and churns in the last 5.5 years. This is how it has operated since Donald Trump came into town. Breakneck speed, no time to think, and everybody pick a side. And I'm telling you, without any equivocation, that the nuance needed to understand what is happening in the news today is sorely lacking when it comes at you like a freight train. But if you think today was weird, just wait till tomorrow. It could get even weirder. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Listen, if you like it, it's called Just Ask the Question. That's the podcast every week. And of course, you can catch me at salon.com. And if you like the book, it's called Free the Press now, and it's 77 million printing or whatever. Anyway, thanks for joining us. We will catch you next time.
Hey, Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.